Hi there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay. Let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through the years.
Hey everybody, welcome one and all. Today is May 27th, 2025. This is episode 205, I want to say, of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I am your host, CQ, It's Tuesday night, baby. Thanks for joining us. And speaking of joining us, we have one of your favorite co-hosts joining us tonight. He is, what I used to say, he's shorter than Wolverine, but twice as angry. He's the axe-swinging, nerd-raging menace himself, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Angry Elf. Yay! What up, dude? I should probably unmute you.
We gotta reevaluate your episode count. I'm serious. The fact that
it's somewhere.
You're going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're missing a number there. Yeah, I think that's the problem.
It is
you're closer
what it
to like
is.
2. I think we're closer to like 212, 215.
It is what it is. Hey, Jake, what's up, buddy? Hi, everybody in the chats. How you guys doing? I saw Billy. I saw a bunch of people. Yeah, I had to refresh my chat logs. I missed a couple of the earlier messages. But if you're there, say hey. Hey, hello there. Damn, Mad Mike looks horrible tonight.
Right? It's been a rough week.
Oh, man. And yes, my episode count is off because I can only count to 9. So that's why. Hold on. 1. And that's all that matters. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, so much to discuss, so much to talk about. Oh, I'm so excited. Are you excited, Angry Elf? Are you?
Always excited. I'm excited to be here.
That's my secret cap.
You call and I just turn around and go, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
He's ready. He's like in the like the batter's box. The next guy up, and he's ready to go.
I'm always ready. I'm sitting there practicing my hello there.
Hello there.
I sit there in the mirror for like hours on end practicing my hello there.
There you go. Hey, Ton, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you joining us. So a couple quick housekeeping things before we jump into the news and highlights of the day. Lots going on this last week since we all convened here last Tuesday. The Wednesday following the last show, I got to see Mission Impossible, an early screening of Mission Impossible in IMAX. Long movie, very long movie. It's like 2 hours and 46 minutes from like, not even trailers, not even, teasers, not even like the opening credits, not the closing credits, just movie. Is 2 hours and 46 long. It is a beast of a movie. If I'm being 100% honest, I've been thinking about it. The first hour for me was unnecessary. I came out of it and I was really hyped because I feel like the last 2/3 of the movie, adrenaline filled, awesome, like all the high stakes you expect from Mission Impossible. But so I was coming off the high of the movie, but as I sat back and I kind of thought about it and like replayed it in my mind from the beginning, the first hour, super expositional, super like all the MacGuffins we got to talk about, super just slow, and it very much felt like, oh yeah, Mission Impossible. Like it was just getting itself all ramped up and like getting excited for itself, really patting itself on the back. After that first hour though, great movie, lots of action, lots of fun, lots of silliness, lots of everything you expect from a Mission Impossible, and a very good film. So like a 9 for the last almost 2 hours, and like a 6 or a 5 for the first hour. It was just kind of, you just got to slog through it. It's before you really get into it. But some great scenes. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, is it trying to like recap the last, was it 8 other movies so you understand what's going on in the last half of the movie?
Kinda. There you can, because this is the last film, you definitely get a sense of like, there's a lot of flashbacks to earlier movies and a lot of like little ways that they like tie things together, like without spoilers, oh, it turns out the one dude is the son from the other dude in the other movie. Has nothing to do with the plot. Has no effect to the plot, but it's just like these extraneous shoestrings that they're tying together. Like, you know the meme with the board and all the strings everywhere and the crazy? It's kind of like that. Like somebody just mapped it all out. And they're like, oh, remember that time we stole the thing in the third movie? And oh, it's a precursor to the thing. And that guy that once said this thing, like, it's too much, man. Just do your thing. Do your thing.
Reminds the way you described it reminds me of what Darth Helmet says in Spaceballs to Lone Star. I was your father's cousin's uncle's roommate in college. So what does that make us? Nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. Boy, I wonder how's the booking is coming along. How's the book coming along? Oh, I have. We'll talk about that. We'll circle back to the book. If you know, you know, and whatnot. But anyway, so I saw that. Then on Thursday, myself and Nemo went all the way to Pittsburgh to go to Shell Game Studios. Shell Games is the company best known for Among Us, the super popular game, but a lot of other games, including one of my all-time favorites, I Expect You to Die. It seems like a very silly title, but it's kind of a throwback to like those old Bond villains. And it's basically you're an agent. It's a VR game. You're an agent. It's basically an escape room in VR because you got to get the puzzles and get the pieces and do the things and interact with the world. Super, super fun game. One of my all-time favorite VR games. And while I was there, I totally got to play I Expect You to Die 3 and even got this really, really cool, looks like a simple pen, doesn't it? That says I Expect You to Die 3, right? But first, check this out. I got to geek out of it. First, let me zoom in. Hold on. I got to geek out over this thing first. See, is it very similar, little simple thing? First, it has it's the stylus bumper thing, rubber, whatever. But you pull that thing off, and it's a pen. Okay, that's cool. Pretty simple, right? But that's not all, right? On the top, it's a real compass. It's a working compass, okay? But that's not all. You flip it open, and then the top, it's a flashlight. Yeah, okay, we're cooking. And then if you just unscrew this part, you're like, oh no, because that'll expose the pen stuff. Oh no, it's a screwdriver, but not just any screwdriver, a double-sided screwdriver, so you can flip it over and you get the other side. So it's just a fun little gadget full of surprises, man. And I really, it's such a stupid thing, but I totally dig it and I love it. And it's like so into like the whole spy genre of like, you know, the gadgets.
Looks like something Q Branch.
Exactly. I love it. This awesome thing will be added to the giveaway pile. As much as I'd hate to give it up, because I think it's an awesome, really cool, fun, silly thing, I will be giving it away. So that's added to the giveaway pile. Also, from Shell Games, and this is the most random thing. So I'm at the place, and I was like, guys, you guys don't have like a swag shop? You guys don't got, you know, because some of the employees had like the little Among Us hats and like Shell Game shirts. And they're like, yeah, we don't really do that because they don't really do a lot of, you know, people coming over, it's just employees. So they don't really do it. But he goes, if you go in that room back there, remember when you're a kid, you got the little, the coin operating machine, you put the quarter in, you turn the thing, you get like a ball, a gumball or whatever. Imagine that, but it's like 10 feet tall. And, you know, like it's like an adult version of that. And they have, no, they have the rubber balls, but it's giant rubber ball. Like it's huge. This is one of the smaller ones, actually. These giant rubber balls. And actually in the machine, they actually had little capsules that had $50 bills in them. So everybody's trying to get the $50 bills. But I got one. I got a rubber ball. Super bouncy, a lot of fun. Doesn't have a logo or anything. It's just such a strange, silly thing to just have like a giant gumball machine filled with rubber balls. But that's just how they do things over there at Shell Games. So that will also be given away. No worries there. Let's see what else we got to cover from last week. Friday we had FTX. Oh, it was so much fun. We played Plunder a Pirate's Life. I don't know if you caught any of it. It was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Everybody had a great time. Everybody was talking in pirate talk the whole time. It was a good time.
Did you shiver your timbers?
Oh, I shivered all the timbers. There was nothing but shivered timbers. But yeah, I definitely think that it was a fun game and will be added to the kind of the rotation long term. So very excited for that. What else? Sorry, putting this damn piece back on. There we go. Get on there. All right. What else?
Spy pen back together.
Yeah, my spy pen. Oh, final thing before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the show. I just get this in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
It's not from Amazon. I gotta be careful I don't show my address here. But this box came from a good friend of the show, Mr. Billy Bunton. You're out there, buddy. Take a bow. He said he wanted to send me something. Now, I don't know what's in this box. I have no earthly idea. I only told him, you gotta let me know ahead of time if it's something that would get us banned or, be problematic for the terms and conditions of all the streaming services and whatnot. So he said it's fine.
Of Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
That would be super disturbing. Just really, really, and such a inside joke that whatnot.
Yes.
But all right, let me. So I literally have to open this up now without slicing my fingers off.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Kids, don't do this at home. Have adult supervision.
Yeah. Don't stream and open boxes at the same time. All right, let's see.
Your wife should be there helping you.
Yeah. All right, hang on. This is an awkward thing to do. Like I'm like.
Oh look, he sent you bubble wrap.
It's what I've always wanted. Open, Danny.
Open sesame.
God damn it! All right, hang on. Is it?
Yep.
Did he write on here? Oh no! It looked like it had writing on it, and I'm like, oh my god, that is above and beyond. But I think that's just the design. Yeah, because it's the same thing on each one. I'm like that's above and beyond.
Well, CQ is easily amused.
I am easily amused. Wait
I
a
used to hand him a ball of yarn and he
second.
would just go at it for hours.
What is this? Mr. Bunting. Mr. Billy Bunting out there.
Lingerie?
I think it's only one thing, so I can pull it out like this. But this is one of my favorite things in the world. Look at that. Bro, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I thought...
Dude.
When he said he's gonna send something, I thought I'd be like, oh, it'd be either like a joke gift or like, because it was early for those who remember, like episode 1, like chocolate buttholes. Mad Mike actually sent me chocolate buttholes, which I still think were his.
Chocolate dicks.
Dude, this, oh my god.
Recipient version?
It's got the black tendrils and thing. I don't know if you can't really see it in the packaging, but
no, there's too much of a glare off of the off the plastic.
Yep, off the black there. There's like so it's the regular suit, but it has like all the black gooey tendrils and stuff. Dude, this is crazy.
I've seen your collection up close and personal. Have you had any Hot Toys before?
This will be my first hot toy added to the collection.
Dude,
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this first. There's a reason if you look like and you guys can't see the whole collection, you can see a part of it. But if you looked amongst the whole collection, I don't have action figures. I don't have posable. I don't have statues. Like the Ninja Turtles ones were a gift. That Captain America one back there was a gift. It's like a Lego version. But like I don't. Oh, and the Back to the Future ones up there were a gift. So like all the posable action figure kind of statuettes and things are all gifts. I know I have a problem. I have an addiction problem. So I try to limit it to like helmets and props and things because I know if I go down the I've seen your collection. I've seen Billy's collection. That is what it would be if I got into this. So I very purposefully have not gotten into like the hot toys and the figurines and the statuettes and the dude, I wanted to do the busts, like the full scale busts. It's like 800 to 1,500 a pop. When you're doing those. One day.
I will tell you.
One day.
I will tell you, it's a slippery slope with Hot Toys. I did get rid of my collection of Hot Toys about a year ago, but at one point in time, probably around 2012, 2013, I ended up having all the Avengers from the original 2012 movie. I had all the armors from Iron Man 1 through 3, to include the ones in Avengers. I had the stuff from the Dark Knight, and a couple of the ones from Dark Knight Rises. It got to a point where I was like, one, I'm running out of space. Two, they're pushing $300-400 now. And yeah, but Hot Toys, they're great. The cool part about it is how large they are and how much detail that they can give you. I had the one from Deadpool 1. I love that one. And they have the potential for posing, but you gotta be really careful because they are not an action figure.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, that figure has a suit over it, right? That's an actual spider suit.
Yeah, it looks like it. It definitely looks like
Yeah.
it.
If it's anything like the Spider-Man 3, the Maguire Spider-Man that I had, it was a suit over a body. The head was, one piece, but dude, it was an awesome figure. And posing it is awesome. Um, I would almost suggest if you're gonna go and do a dynamic pose, go spend the money on a really good stand
Mhm.
and like have them out there, web zipping or whatever. But Hot Toys are awesome.
So it says the 1/6 scale Peter Parker Advanced Suit 2.0 red and black suit style collectible figure from Spider-Man 2. Billy, man, you are ridiculous. This is above and beyond. Thank you. He did say it's a dirty, expensive hobby, but it's better than hookers and drugs. Debatable.
I
Debatable.
totally agree.
Debatable.
The only problem with plastic crack is these damn tariffs. And I'm telling you right now, this might be sadly my last year of collecting plastic crack. Because it's getting too expensive out there.
Sideshow exclusive. Dude, this is ridiculous. When he said he was gonna send me some, I thought it would be like some like he painted a mug or something. Like he created a thing. Like, which is nice. I'm not arguing. I still have somewhere in the collection. There's somebody made me like a handmade carved like burned in thing, and it's lovely. And so when he said he's gonna send me some, I thought, okay, cool, like something he made or something. And I didn't think it was that. You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
That's awesome.
All right. I don't know how to top that now.
Nope. Hey, folks, it's been a great show. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Thank you guys. It's been good, been real. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. And the reason we can't do that is because we have a guest tonight. But what's better than one guest? We have two guests tonight. Joining us later on is actor Daniel Stisen, and he's Norwegian, so I had to make sure I say it right. Daniel Stisen, and director Fansu Njie. Like I worked really hard to say these names carefully, really clearly. Daniel Stisen and Fansu Njie. It's like enjoy, but Njie. The actor and director from Stand Your Ground, a hard-hitting, gritty action thriller, kind of akin to those, 80s classics we love, the Stallones and the Schwarzeneggers of yesteryear. So I will say it's a pre-recorded interview, but it was pre-recorded earlier today. And the only reason we had to pre-record it is because Daniel is in London and Fansu was in, I think, Sweden at the time. And these guys are all over the world. Like literally next week they're in like South Africa or something like that. So we had to negotiate a time that worked for everybody. And so we pre-recorded it, but great set of dudes. I really hope you enjoy it. It's a short interview. It's about 30 minutes long, but because they had a lot of things going on. But great topic, great conversation. Both big supporters of the military and were really great guys. He basically, so Daniel basically plays a like former, it's very 80s action movie. Former, special ops soldier comes home and his wife is murdered and now he has to get vengeance and it's a whole thing. And he ends up going to jail because he kills one of the guys that murdered his wife. But because of where they live and the way he killed him, he goes to jail for like 6 years because of the, stand your ground law doesn't apply if you're chasing the guy down. And so then he basically uses the stand your ground law to his advantage and basically like, come and get me kind of thing when he gets out. And it's like Home Alone for an action movie. Like he wants him to come in his house and fucking, anyway, I won't spoil any more than that.
It's like if John Wick was quarantined or under house arrest and he had them come to him so he could kill him. Got it.
Yes, yeah. If he was on if John Wick was on house arrest and just left the front door open for you. But Stand Your Ground came out last month. It's been a bitch to get it scheduled, but it's also available on video on demand right now. Anywhere you find stuff, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, you can get it anywhere. But anyway, so that'll be at 9:00. With all that said, how you doing, buddy? I feel like we haven't talked in a while, man. How you doing?
Good, you?
Yeah.
I know how well you're doing. You're doing great.
I'm all over the place, man. Sometimes I feel a little bit like I've lost my mind just because I'm pulled in so many different directions. But it's good. It's a fun kind of lost your mind,
Yeah.
Kind of like the Joker. Yeah. It's a fun crazy.
Oh yeah. Have you ever done that? Like really thought about it? Because everybody says I want to be this hero. But have you ever really thought about it? If you had that one bad day, what villain you would be?
Well, okay. So there's a difference between what villain I would choose to be versus what villain I would most likely be, because I'm probably closer to like the Blob than anything else as far as villains go. But if I could choose my villain, I hate to lean so hard on Spider-Man, but I think I was gonna say a Norman Reedus, a Norman Osborn, because you got a little green.
No, I'm serious. What are the odds? That's what I was thinking. Like, I'm not going to go and be a Joker or whatever. No, I'm probably going to end up being a freaking Green Goblin.
Yeah. Well, I like Norman because he can be the
Yeah.
billionaire playboy kind of thing. At
Right.
one point he's the president. At one point he runs Shield. At one point, yes, he's Green Goblin. At one point he's Iron Patriot. I mean, it's he's a jack of all. It's how I feel. It's how I feel. He's a jack of all trades. Just kind of all over the place.
And I always liked the Green Goblin, but what really pushed me over the edge and I really liked it was when oh damn it, I just had who played him in
William
Spider-Man?
Dafoe.
Uh,
Willem
William
Dafoe.
Dafoe, thank you. When William Dafoe had his first go at it in 2002, that's what sold me. I was like, yep, Green Goblin all the way. I want
You,
that glider.
you
I really do.
let me say this, and it might be hearsay for some people, heresy. I love William Dafoe as an actor. I love him. He does a phenomenal work. Yes, classic Boondock Saints. I'm not particular to his Norman Osborn. I'm not very particular. That is, let's zoom out again. That is speaking to someone who has the mask right there, sitting right there from the movie. I could. Oh, dude, William Dafoe as the Joker. Oh, I'm there.
I've seen that fan
I'm
casted
there.
more than once.
I'm there. 100%. I'm there.
Yeah.
Norman, for me, he played him a little, funny enough, cartoony, a little campy, a little. It felt like he belonged more for like Batman, like Adam West Batman versus like. I like the cool, calm, collected, maniacal. This new one that they did for the animated one, the new one on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I dug that. I dug his character in that. The classic, animated Spider-Mans. I don't know. I just,
The version I do, you mentioned that. The one I do dig is the video game, the Spider-Man video games, the Norman that's in there because he is, spoiler alert for games have been out for like 2 years plus. He hasn't, they've alluded to the Green Goblin, but he hasn't donned the suit yet. And the rumor has it in the third one, which is supposedly supposed to come like next year, the year following, whenever. Hopefully, we get to play against the Green Goblin, and that's going to be crazy because I guarantee you're going to have to web sling through the city trying to catch Norman as he zips up into the. But actually, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, I don't know if my camera is, but right there, I have a Green Goblin on his Goblin sled or Goblin glider fighting Spider-Man and Daredevil while they're fighting the Vulture as well. Yeah, I've started to hang stuff from my ceiling because I'm like, stands don't do it anymore for me. If they're flying, if they're supposed to fly, they need to, like
use like a fish
I
hook.
can't show it, but right above me, right here, I've got 3 paratroopers dropping in.
You do like fishing line, or you do like a specialized something?
No, I went to this fishing line route. Just go, do the whole tie a knot.
I can imagine you're at like Bass Pro, and you're like, oh, and you're looking at the fishing lines, and the guy's like, oh, what can I help you? Like, are you what are you trying to catch? Green Goblin. It's like. You're gonna use a 8-pound weight on that one. You're gonna want the twice threaded nylon.
Yeah. Yep. That's close to what happened, but I walk in with authority, like I know what I'm doing. Fake it till you make it. That's one thing I got taught in the military.
Hey, Scott said it himself. 3D doesn't even do it for Angry Elf anymore. He needs 4D. You need that extra dimension.
Yep.
Dude, I've seen where people do the conversion kits where like you can buy accessories that do like lights and effects and sound and smoke. And like that's when you get into that 5th D right there. Is you hit a button and it's like it shoots little sparks and he laughs and the whole thing.
I needed what I did with my Norman is I took some wire, I tied it to the back of his Goblin sled or his glider, took some cotton balls, jammed them on there so it looks like he's got a smoke trail.
Smoke trail,
And
nice.
yep, oh yeah,
Very cool.
you know, and my wife comes up and just looks and goes, what are you doing? You're putting holes in the ceiling now? Relax, I can fix it.
Dude,
I
you
mean,
put like a little orange LED right at the tip of the thing, so that inside that smoke, it kind of lights up from inside and does the effect. That would be
yep,
dope.
I got to get that. Yes.
There
Yeah.
you go.
eh,
Hey,
So I've
Pete, how
already
you doing, bud?
decided. I've already decided once I stop, collecting my plastic crack later this year, I'm going to switch over to just doing exactly what you're talking about, enhancing my collection with lights and other things and really bring out the pop so it's,
Yeah, it really stands
because I've
out.
got yeah, exactly. Make
I've
make it
seen,
look more,
yeah,
you know.
real and interactive. I've seen two things. One was a guy had like a collection, like obviously much better collection than mine, but like mine.
Right.
And at the bottom, he had QR stickers, and there was a
Mhm.
pedestal in the middle of the room, and so you would just grab whatever you wanted to look at, and you put it on the pedestal. It reads the QR code, and then it plays scenes that have to do with whatever that thing is, from the movies, from the shows.
That would be
So
awesome.
he had like a little Lego Simba, and he puts it
Yeah.
on there, and all of a sudden the screen changes, and it's like, "Ah," and it like holds up the Simba, and I was like, oh, that's
Ah,
that's
that's
cool.
next level.
That's really
Yes.
cool. And then the other one is, like I said, there's these really cool conversion kits. I have a couple things like the Lego Back to the Future car, and you can
Yeah.
buy these conversion kits that allow you to swap out, and it tells you like take this piece out, take this piece out, and
Yeah.
then it gives you lights, it gives you sounds, it gives you effects.
Yeah.
Some of them do smoke. So I was like, oh man, I was like again. It's a slippery slope. I
It
gotta
is a
stop
slippery slope.
myself because if I
Yep.
do it, it's next thing you know, everything is gone, and it's a whole
Yep.
anyway.
Yep.
I
It
can't.
is because there's like right now, I go off and I'll buy 3D printed stuff, but then it starts going, wait a minute. Instead of paying somebody
Let me get
to
a 3D
do this,
printer.
I could do it myself. But then it's like, dude, where are you sticking the 3D printer? Well, if I get that shed that I've been keeping my eye on, I could stick it in there, and then
You just
the
3D
next thing
print yourself a shed. What are you talking about?
there you go. What?
Piece by piece, log by log.
Right, it'll pay for itself in the first month. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's cool. Scott says you need 6 pumpkin bombs to where he can have them timed to where when he hits the light switch, the light interval, so it looks like he threw one. So it's like dit 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 dit.
Oh
So
yeah, yes.
that would be very cool. Very very cool. I actually have a pumpkin bomb back there that's light and sensitive and all the things. Let's see. Right. We should probably get to some headlines at some point.
Wait,
Eh.
is that something that we do around
We
here?
don't.
Like,
I haven't done
so
that
do
shit
you
in
have
forever.
to watch the news? They come here? What?
Nah, this is
No.
this is the hangout hour, man. This is where we're just hanging out, shooting the shit. Uh, Real quick, before I get into the headlines, I'd love to know if you guys collect stuff out there. Let me know what's your collection thing. What is it? Is it movies? Is it toys? Is it music? Is it whatever? Spoons?
Everything.
Everything. Whatever floats your boat. And we'll circle back to those. I will say, since we were on the topic of Spider-Man, that it's rumored, and this is a great tie-in because we're talking about Spider-Man, we're talking about villains. Rumor has it that the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, which is currently being called Brand New Day, that the villains for this movie, and it's been speculated wildly, but the current trio of villains that they're talking about
Yeah.
is shoot, I had it. I know one was crap. I totally had it. Totally had it, and I just completely. Tombstone,
Yes.
Scorpion, and Boomerang, which is interesting.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not hating on that. I want to. I can see Scorpion and Boom. I could see it being like Tombstone is kind of running the. He's in the back, kind of doing what he don't normally does, runs the show. And then Scorpion and
Tombstone,
Boomerang are out
Boomerang.
there trying to like maybe collect a bounty or something like that.
I like it. It strikes me as a very grounded story, which was kind of when you go back to the first Spider-Man one in the MCU, it was Vulture, it was, this kind of street level gang, which we did if we're going by what's been established, Matt Gargan is established in the MCU universe. He ended up at the end of that movie. He was the guy that they were trying to capture on the Staten Island ferry. I like this because it strikes me as more grounded, more street level. And obviously the big news was that Doomsday was pushed back 6 months. What was originally supposed to be May of next year has been pushed back to Christmas of next year. But that also means that the Spider-Man movie gets to come out before Doomsday, which I really like, because you can't do Doomsday, which throws a fucking wrench into the world as we know it, and then be like, oh, here's a Spider-Man movie before Secret Wars. Just doesn't make sense. And then you got to be like, oh, well, this happened before this and that and that. No, release Spider-Man. Let's do a nice, grounded, story. He's protecting the neighborhood. He's got to fight, these ground level guys, and then go into Secret Wars and Doomsday and all that.
Well, this is the second time it's happened because remember, because of COVID and all that fun stuff, originally Doctor Strange Multiverse of
Multiverse.
Madness was supposed to come out before No Way Home, and then it got pushed back, but No Way Home was able to come out. And I think that No Way Home stood on its own better than Doctor Strange 2, because I guess it originally was supposed to Doctor Strange was supposed to set up No
Yeah.
Way Home, and I think I think it's look, yes, I got it, they're tied, but let Sony and Spider-Man do their own thing. The Tom Holland movies, they've obviously figured it out. They're doing the right stuff. Yeah, give me a grounded Spider-Man. The other thing I heard, the rumor is he's in this phase where he doesn't want to be Peter Parker anymore.
Well,
We've seen it in the
he can't
comics.
really be Peter Parker because, at the end, everyone that's ever known him basically has been erased. Yeah.
So, dude, let's have it. A very grounded Spider-Man. What is it? Rumors that Black Cat's supposed to show up in some capacity, or Felicia Harding.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
At this point, they've rumored everybody: Gwen Stacy, the real Mary Jane,
Yep.
Black Cat, Silver Sable. I mean, Mr. Negative. They've anyone associated ever with Spider-Man has
I
been
mean,
name dropped for this movie.
I've been rumored to appear as Ben Riley.
You wish. So
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
So that's that. In other MCU news, and I promise we'll get off the MCU. Everybody, oh, you talk about Marvel all the time. In other MCU news, Michael Douglas, who's played, the OG Ant-Man, Hank Pym, in now 4 Marvel movies, says that he's done. He's officially done. He's not going back to Marvel. He's done his thing. We end it with whatever it was, Ant-Man Quantumania. But
Yep.
it's kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer because
Eh,
he's a legacy character, And I'm not talking
yeah.
about the actor that's playing him, but Hank Pym is such, again, in the comic books, in the Marvel lore, he's just such an important figure to the Marvel universe as a whole. And I don't think the MCU has given him that due. that his character really deserves.
There's an opportunity here, and I think I kind of a little bit of me kind of hopes that after Secret Wars completes, they do some sort of soft reboot, some sort of reboot to the capacity that they can bring these characters back, right? And maybe when they bring the Avengers back, they bring back an Avengers team that is maybe more aligned with like the original Avengers with an Ant-Man and a Wasp and a Hulk and a Thor,
Yeah.
and that's the original Avengers team. And um be, and maybe the Avengers take a little bit of a back seat because now we'll have hopefully some
I mean,
X-Men,
yeah, you're gonna
hopefully some
X-Men,
Fancy.
Fantastic Four, Young Avengers, Secret Avengers, New Avengers. I mean, Thunderbolts. Who knows? They're gonna be all over the place. And I will say, like, it's interesting to me because obviously, going all the way back to the beginning, it was all about phases, right? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then we ended up with Infinity War and whatnot. That ended up being called the Infinity Saga, and I feel like we've gotten away from phases. Could off the top of your head, could you even say what phase we're in right now? Like it is 5, 6, 7. I mean,
It's phase 6. We're in phase 6.
the average person couldn't tell you that. They have no idea
Oh, I
where
know
we are in the
that.
phases. But I think what they're doing now is looking more at the sagas. So phases, everything after Infinity War is basically they called it the multiverse saga. So it went from the Infinity Saga to the multiverse saga, which has been hit or miss. The next saga, for people that don't know, after whatever it is, phase 7, 8, 9, who knows what, but the next saga is the Mutant Saga. So I really believe that with Secret Wars, that's going to end the multiverse saga and move us into the Mutant Saga, which is when we'll get like proper X-Men in our MCU, as it were, versus like what we're going to see, which is they're going to be bringing back a bunch of old legacy characters. But anyway, looking back real quick, I asked you guys, what do you guys collect? Peter says retro games. Edward Barlow says, I collect fishing gear and toxic relationships. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Ton, my buddy out there, says, my wife noted early on that I collect notebooks. I don't ever write in them. I just collect them. Dude, I just had to throw away a pile of like 30 mostly blank notebooks. I'm like, why do I collect so many notebooks? Because I go to these events and they're like, here, a thing to take notes. And I'm like, I take it home. And I had a dozen of these damn things. Let's see. Susan says, I collect almost everything, basically a collection of mini collections. That's not a bad idea. Collecting collections, collecting mini collections. And then Scott said, let's get Tom Holland Spider-Man versus Craven, Morbius, and Madam Web. First of all, don't touch that with a 30-foot pole.
My God, Sony just heard it and they're gonna. Oh.
It just got greenlit. Thanks a lot, Scott. It just got greenlit. It's like one person talked about it. Let's greenlight it. That's more money than what Madam Web weighed. Which, side note, Thunderbolts didn't do well in theaters, which is shocking to me. It is the best Marvel movie in quite a while. I can't, but this was like my highly anticipated movie. Why? Why? This was a good movie.
I think, I don't know. I hear, people talk about like superhero fatigue or Marvel fatigue. I don't know. I think I'm afraid that Thunderbolts is the canary in the coal mine. I really do. And in my head, there's a battle this summer for the top movie. And my top 3 chime in, with another movie, but I think it's really going to come down to Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, and Fantastic Four. Um, the thing of it is that this is the thing. If Chris Pratt was in Jurassic World Rebirth, I would say there's a chance. Um, but now we've got Scarlett Joe. She's running. Let's see if she can carry this. Um, Nothing against her. I'm gonna go see it, but um, Fantastic Four, I'll probably go see it. Superman right now, I'm kind of like thinking about it.
So are we talking?
I
Are
don't know.
are you talking like biggest box office or
Yeah.
something specific?
No, I'm talking about like biggest box office,
Biggest
like
box
ends
office
up
of the
winning,
summer.
wins the summer.
How to Train Your Dragon is going to be a huge one. Not necessarily for me, but I just know there's such a massive following, so I feel like that's going
Yeah,
to have a big one.
you know what? So yes, you're right, because we were walking out of the movie theater yesterday from seeing Lilo and Stitch, and my daughter was like, "Oh, the next movie we're gonna go see is How to Train Your Dragon," and that movie is so far off my radar, it's not even piques my interest. I turned around and said, "Hey, when you go on your vacation, you can go see it with your aunt," and basically pawn that off on my sister-in-law. And so it's not. I'll tell you this. Go ahead and boo me in the chat. I've never seen any of the How to Train Your Dragons, other than my daughter watching it, and I just pass by, catch a scene or two. I know the characters, just doesn't pique my interest. So that's why I didn't even think about that. And you're absolutely right. How to Train Your Dragon is probably, if
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
yeah, because Lilo and Stitch did what?
It did
300,
amazingly well. It did
did
amazingly well.
340, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Latest
Well,
numbers here.
well, let's see. Because after yesterday, um,
Yeah, you got last weekend, which was May 23rd to 25th. Lilo and Stitch did 146 million domestic. So
right?
let's see, worldwide, and this is that's 2025. Jesus, damn.
I'm seeing Lilo and Stitch so far right now has pulled
361
in three. Okay, you're seeing 361. I thought I saw 341, but I'll go with 361.
as
So
of
I mean,
as of today,
here.
right now. Yeah,
Okay, so here's the thing. The supposed budget for Lilo and Stitch was 100 million. So that
right.
means it's now made back its budget plus prints and ads, and is now in turning a profit realm. So it's in the green.
Yeah,
And that's the first week. The real kicker is going to be, what's the second week drop? If the second week drop is less than, let's say, 40%, I'm going to say Lilo and Stitch holds on until How You Train Your Dragon pops out or pops in, and that shows up
it's a good
when?
kid movie. It's a good movie to take your kid to and you enjoy it. Um, but I thought so. Kids movie. Speaking of kids movie, Dog Man, which my kid is obsessed with Dog Man. I thought that would
Right.
find a much bigger audience, and you had Final Destination in one weekend beat all of what Dog Man made in its entire theatrical run. So I mean,
Yeah.
it like maybe because we always talk about, right, that there's peaks and valleys as far as what is the thing, right? There's, we know there was times where horror movies were the thing and action movies were the thing. And superhero movies might be on the way out. Video game movies are on a rise. The biggest earner this year is Minecraft movie. Currently just shy of $1 billion worldwide so far.
That
Um,
movie was so good.
it
And I'm
was
not a
good.
Minecraft dude.
I
And I,
haven't been into Minecraft in about 15 years, but it was a
yeah.
fun, enjoyable movie. This is what I'm saying. Like the Super Mario Brothers movie that came out, a year or two ago, just a fun,
Yeah.
enjoyable movie, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, this isn't a word for word remake or this is totally made up. And it's just a fun, silly movie you can enjoy. You know?
The three Sonic movies with Jim Carrey and Jim Morrison.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, those have been great. They're not great big earners, but you know that it's going to, you know, be something that's gonna, please
It's
the
something.
kids. You, the parents can sit there and get, that's what you want. You basically, what do they call it, a 4-quadrant movie? Those movies are 4 quadrants. Um, and I'm looking forward to when it hits the Zelda movie, because I think the Zelda movie is being done by the same core people that did the Super Mario's.
Well,
Um,
they're inching closer and closer to a Super Smash Brothers mixed universe, right? Like,
oh yeah,
you
they
got the
have to be.
Sonic, you've got the Mario, you do a Zelda. I mean, you're just a couple characters away from a Super Smash Brothers movie. Jim said, did we talk about the roof cave-in at the theater that was playing Final Destination? We haven't talked about it, but yes, true story. A
Yeah,
screening, and I think it was in Mexico, I think it was, or Argentina, somewhere. Um,
Argentina.
yeah, they were in the film. They're watching Final Destination Bloodlines, and the roof collapsed, which is, I'm sure, all kinds of terrifying for a number of reasons. But
There was one fatality.
one fatality, man. Like, imagine
Yep.
what. Oh, I don't want to laugh. I don't want to joke because obviously loss of life is tragic. But when you're like, how'd they die? Watching Final Destination, like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you gotta go. I feel bad even saying like that's just
Well,
fucked up. But
even one better. Did you see the marketing for this movie?
oh
They
yeah, with the
had
trucks.
they had
Yeah.
yes, the tractor trailer rolling around
Yeah.
and they actually had logs on there, but they had the signage on there, Final Destination Bloodlines, and you're sitting there like, dude, I would have freaked if I mean, I'm not a
Yeah.
big Final Destination fan, but I know those are great movies. I
Yeah.
would have freaked if I saw that for real.
It's doing well.
Um,
And hey, old guest of the show, Breck Bassinger was in that
yep.
film. A good friend of the show. We should have had her on to promote it, but so yeah. What were we talking about? How do we get into this topic?
Talking
Money.
about budgets and
Oh yeah, yeah,
profits
yeah.
and
Just talking about Lilo and Stitch and how well it did. Yeah, I mean, it just came out this week and it's already the number 4 most profitable movie of the year in a single
it's got
weekend.
it. It's got 2 more weeks before how you met your or how you train your dragon shows up
How I Met Your
Father's Day
Dragon.
weekend. Yeah, How I Met Your Mother.
It's a great spinoff. How I Met Your Dragon. So look, talking about summer movies, you got Karate Kid. It's not going to do well. It's not going to
No.
do well. It won't. I promise you, it won't. The next big thing, Ballerina, the spinoff of John Wick. I think it'll do okay. I don't
Yeah.
think it'll do great.
But it's not going to pull away from
No.
how you
How to
Lilo
Train
and
Your
Stitch
Dragon will
and
come out right after that. I think that will be a
yeah,
big hit. 28 years later, again, if you're really into the franchise and the horror franchise and the zombie movies of yesteryear, that'll do okay. Again, I don't think it's going to be a big hit. F1, the movie, they're really pushing that one hard. I don't think. Like, that's a movie I'd like to see in like the 40X, because of the shaking and the. I don't think it's going to do great for Brad Pitt. I don't think he's got the star power he used to. Megan 2.0 comes out June 27th. That is such a weird property from going straight horror to now action comedy.
yeah.
Such a weird thing to do. And I don't know if it's ever been done before like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Jurassic World Rebirth comes out July 2nd. It'll do well. It'll do well. Jurassic Park movies do well. I
Yeah.
don't think it's
I
gonna.
think at best it can't do any worse than Jurassic Park 3.
We'll see. Uh, we'll see. Superman does come out July 11th. Now, I'm not a Superman fan. I've gone on record. It has nothing to do with DC because I like Batman. And I like a lot of the other characters in DC. I never got, but I'm really intrigued by this one. I'm really intrigued by James Gunn's vision for this one. Launching the DCU. Whether it's I like a lot of the people in it, like Rachel Brosnahan. Love her Fucking love her. Nicholas Hoult, I think, is an incredible actor, and from what I've been hearing in the test screenings, he's killing it as Lex.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, and I've already said this. If I can get my Amazon early screening tickets or whatever it is, I'll probably go see it.
mhm,
If not, then that might be one of my, I don't know, go see it at AMC on a Wednesday for 50% off. Kind of like,
sure.
yeah, I ain't got nothing going on. I'm gonna go see a movie. Um,
Uh, July
so
25th, we got Fantastic Four: First Steps. I would have said that'd win the summer easily, but given how badly Thunderbolts did, I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
scared. I'm
Um,
scared.
because outside of that, you got the Naked Gun spinoff, which I'm gonna watch it. I think it's funny. I don't think it's gonna be a big hit with most people. Outside of that, there's a Freakier Friday coming. Who wants to see that? Nobody 2, which good. Nobody was a good movie. Bob Ober.
Yeah.
It's basically John Wick, but he's a family man. The Toxic Avenger. That's not gonna.
Now, and yeah, it's I don't know. It kind of feels like one of those summers where it's like, yeah, I mean they're movies. I can remember a couple when I was a kid in the '90s where it was like, yeah, I mean, if you're taking me to movies, I'll maybe go see this one, but I'm not,
Oh, don't forget, I Know What You Did Last Summer, because, we're back on a horror kick. That's coming back.
maybe
Mm,
simply go see it because of Jennifer Love Hewitt.
yeah, right. What is it, 1997? Yeah, I mean, I think this summer is going to be dictated by Superman, Fantastic Four, and How to Train Your Dragon. I think those are going to be that's going to be the holy trinity that keeps theaters open over the summer. I just don't see it any other way.
And and here's the other thing, like kind of looking at what's going on because Universal just opened Epic Universe in Orlando recently. Um, that is one of those things where we already knew that they were pressing hard on How to Train Your Dragon with that place. They had the drones of the dragons flying around. They had a couple other things going on. They've got
The
a
animatronic
toothless,
dragon. Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty
running
cool.
around where you can interact with it. I think that's where things like that are going to spur people to go see this movie beyond the fact that it's already a popular property. Plus, it's not one of those properties that's really gone away. It's had what, 2 or 3 movies,
Oh,
and
more
now
than
it's
that.
got
Yeah, more than that.
but
I think
but
it's
it's
had like
all
5 at this point.
but it's also got a Netflix cartoon that keeps going. And it's the same thing with Jurassic World. They've got that Netflix cartoon that keeps going, and it's
Stop trying
kind
to
of
make Jurassic
time.
Park a thing, man. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Stop trying.
It's a in this family it is a thing because my daughter is obsessed with those movies. Absolutely loves it. In fact, she was bummed when I told her that this is basically a start of a new chapter, and Blue the Raptor doesn't
It's
appear
gone.
to be in the movie. And
Oh,
she's
he's
like,
gone. It's a whole different island. Yeah.
"Oh, I know that."
Yeah.
But it could be, or it could be Jaws 9.
Yeah. Okay. We have reached the top of the hour, so we're gonna do the thing that we do. Angry Elf, are you gonna stick around for after our interview?
I'm always here.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always here. I keep him locked up in a closet, and when there is, in case of emergency, I just pull and he pops up. In case of no Mad Mike, he inflates, and he's like, "All right, I'm here." All right, guys. We're gonna toss to a short break. So here's what we're gonna do. Something a little different. I'm gonna toss to a short break. And instead of the usual on hold music, I'm going to play for you, and God forbid if we get a copyright strike, I'm going to play for you the trailer for Stand Your Ground. And I will fight that copyright strike if it happens. But let's play the trailer for Stand Your Ground. And when we come back, we'll have the interview with Daniel Stisen and the director Fansu Njie. So we'll see you guys after the break. Chats.
Howdy, folks.
What can we do for you?
I was hoping you've been thinking about the offer. It's good money for a place like this.
Who exactly wants to buy it?
Does it matter?
Deliver a message. Like my wife said, we're thinking about it.
Don't think too long.
We don't want to buy the house anymore. We just want you out.
You will be charged for murder.
What the hell do you mean?
The Stand Your Ground law. If the perpetrator is inside your house, you can use deadly force. But he was outside.
What about Leon and Derek? They killed my wife. Let me take care of them.
Long time no see, Jack. Feels good to be a free man again, right? If I were you, I wouldn't waste that.
Get off my property.
I go pack my bags, leave town, see the world.
Just tell them to get the hell out of there.
So that's your play, huh? Stand your ground law, I enter. You legally get to bash my head in.
Something like that.
I know what you're doing, Jack.
I have the right to protect myself and my property.
Jack, I was wondering if you could come down here and have a talk.
You took everything away from me. And now, I'm gonna take everything away from you. Now you say hello to your wife for me. I'm not going anywhere.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my guests tonight are a dynamic duo bringing high-octane action and powerful storytelling to the screen. First up, he's a former bodybuilder turned action star, known for his intense performances in films like Last Man Down and The Siege. He brings a gritty, physical presence to every role and is fast becoming a staple in the world of modern action cinema. Joining him is an award-winning director whose cinematic eye and relentless vision have carved a path from Sweden to Hollywood. With projects like The Unexpected and The Last Sacrifice, he's made a name for himself, blending raw energy with deep emotion. Together, they've joined forces for Stand Your Ground, a pulse-pounding thriller that asks the question, what would you do when the world turns against you and the only thing left to do is fight? So let's not waste any time. Let's dive into the making of this brutal, bold, and thought-provoking action film. Please welcome the star of the film, Daniel Stisen, and the director, Fansu Njie. Enjoy. All right, welcome to my guest, Daniel Stisen, and the director of Stand Your Ground. I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly. Is it Fansu? You got to help me with the last name.
Yeah, so it's Fansu Njie, like enjoy.
Fansu Njie. I like it. I love it. So as we were just talking about, this is a military channel, but our show is a lot of pop culture feel. So always I ask the first two questions are like, what is your military connection, right? Family, friends, big supporters. And then also, you know, in the realm of pop culture, what is it that you guys geek out about, right? What's your passion? Even if it's cars, music, whatever. What is your passion? What do you geek out about? So I'll start with you, Daniel, and then we'll do you, Fansu.
Yeah. So yeah, m- you know my. So you want to know my connection to the military?
Yes.
Yes. So I never been to the military myself, but I'm a big supporter of the army. I when I grew up, I came from mother came from a farm. They had a lot of guns. You know, I could go to to the top floor. You know, you can find a lot of weapons. I was always fascinating with weapons. They went hunting and stuff. You know, so I grew up with weapons. And when I grew up, I knew I want to do action films because I was so fascinated with. I grew up watching Stallone movies, you know, and Arnold and all these guys. I was so fascinating by it. But uh, when I came into the time when you would go to the army, I was already doing professional bodybuilding. So for me, it didn't make sense to do it because at that time I was so focused on doing my sport. You know, I give everything for whatever I do. So I choose not to go. Something I regret later on, but it's like life. You do choices. But when I get into to doing action films, I do a lot of training. I went to Poland, for example, for a summer, and I trained with a lot of mercenaries. And I even have a diploma for to go into high risk areas through that training sessions. So I have but and also I would say this, I have my cousin, he's in special forces. He used to be special forces, um at the Norwegian special forces, and he was in Afghanistan and was working side by side by Delta and everyone.
Wow.
Something I know. So, and also on this film, a friend of mine, he used to be Australian SAS. We had a lot of conversation about techniques to use in the film. So I always have some. I always have that connection. I feel to something I enjoy. I like people from the army. I love to talk with them. We have a lot of thing in common. Maybe it's this thing with training and all these things. I like it. That's really. But I never
Okay.
been to the army myself.
Right.
So
No, hey,
that's the truth.
that's beautiful. And what do you geek out about, right? What's your passion?
I am three core passions is filmmaking, specific action films, and fitness, bodybuilding, and history. And I'm really deep into military history. I study a lot of all the big battles of time. You know, from I love reading about Alexander the Great and his missions into the Middle East, into Persia, into India. I love reading about the Roman Empire, Second World War, you know, the Eastern Front, all these things. So when I went to school, I read the history books. Within a couple of months, I read through the whole year because I just loved getting into this, you know. So I always had a big passion for history. And then, of course, bodybuilding or training in general and making movies and specific action movies. Because when I do action films, I can do all the thing I can't do in life, you know. So you become a child again, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's the greatest form of playing make believe. We love it.
Yeah.
And Fasu, what about you? Connection to the military and kind of what do you geek out about?
Yeah, so start with the military. I was also not in the military myself. But, but I grew up, with a martial art family more or less. So we train martial arts, different styles. Everyone, my parents and my siblings. So I had that, upbringing, bringing. But at the same time, I loved making like traps and shooting bow and arrow and stuff. So that's also something. I had this like special forces handbook that actually was my Bible when I grew up. So, so making traps was a big passion, growing up, and also my passion for action films. So that's that was my entire my first 18-20 years, growing up.
Gotcha.
And so and then if we go and straight to passion, besides that, my big passion is actually biohacking, my my body and my mind and everything, to optimize everything. So that's a very big passion. And that's I'm following all the new science and everything every day, minute by minute, trying everything new, seeing what happens, and also pushing the limits,
Understand.
at the same time pushing everything within film, learning new techniques, coming out and studying the old material and the old film masters as well. So that's my two big passions.
Outstanding. Oh, you must be excited. Are you gonna get the Starlink? You get the chips implanted, the
Yeah, someday
wireless.
maybe, and also a camera on the shoulder.
There you go. Yes,
So
control everything with your mind.
yeah,
Panzer, you're gonna be a Terminator one day. Just wait and
yeah,
see.
probably, so I can just add that that's why it was very natural for me to move from martial arts to film, because it's more or less the same, the same mindset, and everything from
Discipline.
discipline, and you're learning from so-called old masters, in film martial arts,
Right.
and learning by doing, and also limitations create creativity as well, that mindsets. So it was very natural for me to move on. So so I started making a lot of action films with my experience from martial arts.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense too. Very similar to martial arts, where there's different disciplines, there's different studies, there are
Yeah.
limitations and advantages in different ways that you're doing these things. Or you look at someone like Bruce Lee, who was able to kind of invent his own using a variety. So you kind of have to invent your own style of filmmaking, and yeah, man, I've never thought of it like that, but that's incredible. I can see where that that works so well in filmmaking. Daniel, let me ask you this. Like you talked about, you came from a world of bodybuilding. You are now a full-blown action star. So what is it that drew you into the acting? I know you talked a little bit about growing up with the Stallone films. How does the bodybuilding side of it, right, that physical discipline, translate into what you've been doing in filmmaking?
So it affected me in many ways. So when I grew up, my dad, he was a bodybuilder and he was a gym owner, but he was also a coach. So I remember seeing him in the world championship in bodybuilding in 1985. I was so young, I was just a child, but I can remember because I was with my mom and I could see my dad on stage. I didn't understand anything, I was so young back then. But I understand it was my dad on stage, so I can even remember, and that back in '85, and in the '90s he was coaching a lot of two world champions in powerlifting. That was almost like they were babysitting me sometimes, So I grew up in this bodybuilding discipline, and my dad, well, I wouldn't say he teach me a lot of things because he probably he wasn't an educated guy, but he learned, he was a tough guy, and he learned things through training, and the way he trained me and learned me was in the same way. It's like I remember he showed me pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger and he told me the story about him, and I was maybe 7. He said, "This guy," and he showed me the picture of him on Venice Beach, those black and white picture of him and Franco Colombo and Lou Ferrigno. And he said to me, "This guy, he came from Austria with nothing and he become the biggest star in America. This is what you can achieve in life." So, and I remember my first competition. I really coached myself a lot, but in the end he came in, because this is also strange when you're younger. You don't want to listen to your dad on everything. You want to figure out things yourself, even if he had all the knowledge. But I remember when I was preparing the last month and I wasn't in good enough shape. So when you do bodybuilding, you need to just tight down to be in so good shape, and it's so challenging mentally because you're starving basically for 3 months and training twice a day. Probably not something you can relate to, something you do in military, because you have those weeks where you don't really eat and you train insane. So when you go 3 months on diet, training 2-3 times a day to lean down, you're so tired. And he said, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. So I remember he dragged me out in the forest and we walked for 4 hours, and I haven't eaten for a couple of, like, I think I have 1,000 calories a day. I said, you need to push because everyone else is going to push harder than you. So you just have to give everything you have, everything. And I remember he walked with me in the mountain for 4 hours that day just to get rid of the calories. So he gave me this mindset that, okay, you just have to give everything. If you focus for something, you give everything. And there's people around you, your competitors, they're going to train hard. They may train harder than you, but if you train as hard as possible, you give everything, every inch of everything in you, you may have a chance of winning. So I think that stuck with me, and I think that's one of this great thing he gave me. And then, of course, when I get a little bit older, I start watching these uh, Stallone movies and Arnold movies. Commando. Just so you know, I met the director of Commando 1 week ago. He's in one of my movies now. So I said to him, I said, "Do you know what movie is the first action movie I ever saw in my life?" He said, "No." I said, "Commando." And he laughed. So back to this. That was my first movie. I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. I was saying, wow, this is tough. The second movie I watched, and I watched it with my dad. And my mom wouldn't allow me because my mother, she's religious, she's Christian, and she was a little bit like this. Oh, you're not allowed to see these old action movies because it's not good for your mind and all this, And my dad was a little bit like, he was a little bit more rough, It's like, oh, it's okay. So I remember he was watching Rambo 2. And if you remember the opening scene of Rambo 2, he's in this military jail where
Mm-hmm.
he's chopping woods or chopping stones or something, and the commander is coming back and behind him and said Rambo, and he turned around, and that's the second time I see an action film. So those two affected me so much, Commando and Rambo 2.
Oh,
And from there on, of course, a couple of years later, I'm watching more and more action films with my friend, and my mom doesn't know it, because he wouldn't allow me. So,
uh,
and I probably was like 9 years or something. So I was just, wow, this is so cool, and I think a combination of those three persons, my dad, Stallone, and Arnold, really affected my mindset and how I see things and how I like movies.
right. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Uh, and actually, well, let's touch on that. Fansu, for you, you know, you've obviously traveled across countries. You've worked in different genres. I'm curious, like, what is your biggest influences in storytelling, and also then why stand your ground? Why now? What is it about this one that got you interested?
Yeah, so I grew up with old westerns. That was my bread and butter when I grew up. So Sergio Leone, John Ford films, with John Wayne and everyone. So that ground made me really love action as well. And then later on, I studied John Woo and all the Hong Kong masters as well. And of course, martial arts, martial art masters like Bruce Lee and everyone as well, and Chuck Norris, and so that's where I started, and also my love for for horror films as well. horror action. I mean, I remember, you know, I was very young when I saw, you know, James Cameron's Aliens, for example. Almost too young, but you know, I really loved it. So it's really stuck in my mind. And you know, when we went to go to make, you know, Stand Your Ground, the interesting there was that, you know, I saw it as an opportunity to make like a modern Western, in a sense. You know, yes, you know, I mean, it's more or less like a Western film, but it's, you know, in, you know, modern time. You know, you have all the elements that, you know, if this was, you know, a Sergio Leone film, or you know, a John Ford film, that was yeah. So I saw it like a very nice opportunity. And you know, my mindset was actually, you know, what if Sergio Leone made Home Alone during his era? How would that film be? You know, a look. So that was my, you know, my mindset for Stand Your Ground.
That's I mean, that's a great point. Oh man. Daniel, your character goes through hell. To put it nicely, it goes through hell in this movie. What was the most physically or maybe even emotionally demanding part on you to shoot this film?
So the most challenging making a film like this, remember, this is an independent film. It means there's limit with resources, it limit with days, and you have to shoot 90 minutes of action film. So for me, and also for you to, you know, I'm also doing my own stunts. I'm doing all my own stunts in this film. I do all the fighting myself. So I'm shooting because as a leading man, you may, you know, you shoot a film like this in a month, but the big films you shoot maybe in 3 or 4 months. We're gonna shoot the same minutes of action in 1 month. That means I have to do 5 to 6 scenes a day, every single day, and I have to deliver in every single scene. And I don't have much time to deliver because we may have time to do 2, 3 takes on each setup. So I really need to deliver. So I need to be in top shape before I do this. So when I approach a film like this, I do it as I'm preparing for competition, and I make sure I'm in physical good shape and mental good shape before. And the food I eat, the way I sleep, is to maximize the potential in over that month. After, I'll just survive. After I'm completed, destroyed, I couldn't walk because I was hitting my legs so many times. I had to jump around for a month after. But again, this is something I choose to do, so I love it. But it's a big challenge when you shoot 5, 6 scenes, and you may go from an action piece, you fight someone, then you go straight in and gonna do an emotional scenes 10 minutes after. You just go, it's like you always go over time on these scenes, you know, at least action scenes. Because okay, we need to stop, you know, we need to go to move to next scene, and I may have to do a costume change, you know. So
Mm.
they say, okay, Daniel, go and do a costume change and come back in 10 minutes, and we go to the other stage. Okay, so you go from full fighting, you've been fighting for 4 hours, and then you go changing. I may take a protein shake or something just to get some protein, and then go straight into the other set. And then there's Fansu and the team and waiting for me. And they say, okay, in this scene, we want you to be emotional. You know, so you go from full, pumped up, focused for war, you know, and you go straight into emotion settings. So just going like this all day, and you may able to sleep 5 hours a night or something, because also you shoot 12 hours. I also go and train after. So I go and train after I've been shooting for 12 hours, meaning doing action scenes. Then I train, then I start rehearsing for the next day, and eat again, and then I sleep 5 hours maybe. So that's the process through that period of shooting. It's really challenging for the mind, but also for the body.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but again, we do something we love doing, and then yes, it's challenging, but you love it at the same time.
Right. And Fatsu, it's similar for you, more so what were the challenges for you that pushed you to the edge, right? Logistically, creatively. What were your challenges?
Yeah, I mean it's let's see. It probably, that everything had to be, American in this case, because it's a very American subject itself, standard ground and everything around. So that was, so I had to, my mindset had to be like, the American way of everything, coming from Sweden and living in Sweden. So that was, one hurdle, but very interesting and very fun. And also, as Daniel mentioned, the time frame. When there's not that much time, you have to really, be very creative, fast, and you have to, cut corners and really push, especially for an action film, because if you make a drama, it's so much easier, in that sense, because action takes time. There's so much rehearsal, planning, all the practical effects, explosions. You have to, full control, security, all those pieces. I mean, it's much harder than people understand, especially when you compete. I mean, it's really a competition. You compete with other action films. No one will watch an independent film action and say like, oh, okay, it's good enough. you know Everyone will compare action with action. Doesn't matter if you have 10 million or 100 million.
I really, and I get this is more from a sense of practicality, but the fact that you did, a lot of practical effects, right? The explosions, the gunshots, these things versus, CGI reliance. And I know a lot of that comes in from budget and these things in smaller indie films, but I can imagine for both of you, there's just something so much more visceral, something tactful that you can feel, that the explosions, the gunshots, you feel the danger. Is there a big difference between going more practical versus CGI for either of you?
You
Yeah,
you want to start on?
yeah, I can start. Sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's because I mean, it's not only for the audience, but it's everyone in front of the camera and the crew as well. So everyone is more engaged and excited. For example, every time there was an explosion, everyone was put, putting their phones up, filming, and loving it. So it's I mean, it's almost like fireworks
Right.
feeling. So it's very exciting to have, and also also having the combination and using it in a smart way, so that you have practical and visual digital effects, but you merge them together.
Right. And Daniel?
So I would say this is I prefer to shoot with blanks if I can, on movies because it just give you a better feeling when you can feel it go back, boom, So I prefer blanks, but of course we live in a time where you don't use it so much, and it also time consuming. So on this film we didn't use any blanks, but we used soft guns with blowbacks. And when I'm very careful with this because I want to make sure I have a weapon. So I speak with the armor before to make sure I have weapons that I like to use. They have the right like the weight and the balance. And I always ask with if you do paintball, no, soft guns, I want the blowback
Right.
because at least you can get the feeling of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a
So
reaction to it.
yes, yes. So I get the feeling. So that's a demand if we shoot. We don't use real with blanks. At least it has to have be heavy and give a blowback. So you just feel more real. You acting, but you still. You can see if the weight of the weapon is too easy, light, and all these things. So I want it to look real at least. So
Right.
there's some normally I want to check the weapons before we start shooting. No, it's before we start making the scenes to make sure I'm happy with the weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite quotes is acting is reacting. So you want to be able to
Yeah,
react to the weight and react to the blowback and react to
yeah,
the
yeah.
smoke and the
And the
sounds.
balance, and the balance, and also if you do, we didn't do on this one, but I also use I train a lot with swords. So I did a lot of training with different type of swords and spears. So old school training, army training. When I did all the stunt training in the UK, we also did train like Romans. We trained like a Roman army with a stunt team. And I'm telling you, that's cool. But also when you do that, you want to make sure you have swords that's really balanced, because you're gonna do all this stabbing and thing. And if it's unbalanced, it doesn't look good, So that's not on this film, but in general, it's important you have things that feel, and you get a feeling when you do things is feel real, even if it's not real always.
Right.
That's important.
No, it makes perfect sense. As we're running short on time, I want to make sure I get to the last few things. What is it that both of you, hope that when the audience sits down, they watch this film, when the credits roll at the end, what do you hope that they take away from this film, right? What do you hope that sticks with them after seeing this film?
You can start, Daniel.
Um, I would say, I hope you feel entertained. That's the most important. I'm here to entertain you, and I hope I do it in a way that's yeah. For me, it's fun, but I want you to be entertained. It's like Russell Crowe said in The Gladiator. We'll show you something you never seen before when he's talk with his master. You know, or we'll give them something we they never seen before. Well, not exactly, but in that range. I want people to be entertained. I want them to enjoy it, and yeah, that's the most important. I don't care about awards. I don't care about these things. I'm here to deliver action, and I hope people will enjoy watching it.
No, that's beautiful. That's a very in the military we have grunts, right? It's the guys that
Mhm.
get work done, and I'm not here for the awards. I'm not here for the accolades. I'm just here to get the mission done, to the best of my
Yeah.
ability. I love that mentality.
And this is the thing. Same in when I did bodybuilding. You go for the competitions, but it's not the winning. Yeah, you want to win, of course, but it's the process of achieving the goal that's the most important for me. And the same with film, is to achieve it. You set a goal, you achieve it. Do you deliver? And then go on
Outstanding.
the next one.
Yes. And Fansu, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, my hope is that the audience will have all, the whole range of emotions and feelings. Everything from being sad to horrified to to laugh, smile, and finally being entertained. So that's my goal, and that was I was what I was pushing for in the film, so that you have ups and downs the entire film.
Outstanding. It works. I felt all the emotions, man. I felt all of it. Uh, the last thing we'll say is, where can people watch the film? And also, if you want to share your social medias, or where can people follow you to support your work moving forward?
So if I start, you can watch the film on all platforms. So for now, you can buy and rent it on all platforms: Apple, Amazon, YouTube, you name it. All the normal platforms you can rent it or buy it. And if you want to follow me, I'm on X, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. And my I'm Daniel Stisen official on most platforms.
What about you, Fansu?
Yes, so you easiest to find me is on Instagram. It's Fansu Film, so it's very simple.
Outstanding.
Fansu Film, yeah.
Uh, Last thing, I'll leave it to you. This is your opportunity to talk straight to the audience. Uh, Tell them why they should watch the film, and any final thoughts you have before we let you go. We'll start with you, Daniel.
I just hope you wanna, and I hope you like the film. We gave everything with limits. You know, we work on our limits on independent film, but we gave everything, every sweat, every blood. We gave everything we had at that point. We done the best we can, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it.
Fansu.
Yes. So yeah, same here. I really hope that you will enjoy this action thriller, and that you're intrigued and also enjoys the journey. It goes from 0 to 100 throughout the film.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you both guys for your time coming on this incredible film, sharing it with us and sharing us a little about the behind the scenes. We love your work, and hopefully we'll have you back on for the next project and the next project and the next project and the next one.
Thank you.
You guys are incredible. This has been my interview with Daniel Stisen and Fansu Njie. I want to make sure I pronounced that right.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
correct. Yes.
Awesome. You guys are the best. Stay tuned, guys. We'll have more show for you right after this.
Thank.
Hey, everybody. We're back. Oh, so good. So good. Let's bring back our good old buddy, Angry Elf. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello there.
We're back. We're better than ever.
Do you see my quick transition? I was talking to those guys, and now I'm here. It's like almost unbelievable, uncanny valley style.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Phenomenal. He's the greatest.
I'm the greatest. I'm huge in China. That was my conversation with Daniel Stisen. I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Daniel Stisen and director Fansu Njie of Stand Your Ground. Hopefully you enjoy the interview. Really, really, really great guys. I watched the movie. I watched it.
Did you?
I watched it. They sent me the link. I watched the movie. It's a weird combination of like John Wick meets Home Alone meets like the early 80s style of over the top action movie, and I don't want to say cheesy one-liners, but kind of one-liners. And it's got what's that dude? Peter Stormage. Dude is like a bad guy in like everything he does ever.
Yeah.
He just has that look about him. I feel bad for some people because I'm sure he's a wonderfully nice guy, but you just look like a bad guy, and that's
typecast. You get typecasted.
It is what it is. Yes, it's very Captain Wayne. It's very much get to the chopper. Yes. Anyway, it's really good. And Daniel was such a sweet guy, man. Such a nice guy. Took time, like he's in London, about to fly out to South Africa, and sat down to do this. And even shared our stuff on Facebook, man. He went out there and shared. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like when they take the time out, like after and I feel bad too, because I kind of cut the recording because I was like, oh shit, I'm at 30 minutes. I want to be very on time. So I cut it off. And then they said some really nice things. Like after I cut it off, they were like, oh man, that was really great. And, we really enjoyed this. This was awesome. I said, well, hey, next stuff you guys do, make sure you come back. And Daniel was like, dude, anytime you want me to come on and talk, this was great. I loved it. Like, just hit me up, man. I'll come on and we'll talk. So very nice guys, and, wishing them tons of success. Like, I used to be a guy that'd be like, oh, indie movie, low budget, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, these guys had a passion to do something and could easily go, I'm not Keanu Reeves. I'm not, Liam Neeson. I'm not going to be out here doing action. Like, easily could have just wrote off, your passions and your dreams. And instead they're like, fuck it. Let's go out there and make it. Let's do it. And they did it, So really, really, really cool. Good on them. Like I said, nice guys.
I saw it on the end of the trailer because I never heard of this movie until tonight. June 24th, it comes out on disc. Support your physical media.
Yes.
You want more movies like this? go buy it. If you can't make it to the theater, go buy it. Go
Yep.
buy it in some capacity.
Was in select theaters May, I think it was like May 6th or 7th that came out. It's now today, as of today, it's on digital. You can video on demand it. And then, coming up soon, it'll be on disc, on physical media. So that's cool. What else? Let's do a couple more news stories before we call it a night. What's on your mind? First of all, you find folks at home or wherever you're tuning in from. God, who knows, on the toilet, in your office, wherever you are, whatever time it is. What would you like to talk about? What's on your mind? And while you type that in, Angry Elf, what's on your mind, bud? What do you want to talk about?
Well, there was for those of you that use VR, earlier today they announced a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Empire City for VR. This time you get to play from the perspective of our favorite pizza eating mutants. I mean, I like to indulge once in a while in good old VR. I just don't have was it the Meta
MetaQuest
system? Yeah, the Meta Quest, and it's also coming to Steam VR. So, but I've dabbled with VR with the PlayStation. You know, what was it? They had that Batman game from I don't know, a decade ago. That was pretty cool. Or
PlayStation
screw
VR.
around with huh?
That's a PlayStation VR. Boo.
Oh yeah, go ahead, boo me all you want.
The crappiest of VRs.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I mean, I got to play as Iron Man in that Iron Man VR game. That was cool.
I did like that.
I also got to with the last oh shoot, what's the flying game? Oh my god, my brain. I need a new brain. You know where
Star
to get one?
Wars?
No, Ace Combat. The newest the most recent Ace Combat had about 4 missions in VR. And one of them, the first one was pretty cool because you're in an FA-18 taking off from the flight deck of a carrier to go on a mission. That was pretty cool. That especially when you just finished watching Top Gun Maverick, want to fly. But anyways, Ninja Turtles. You get to play. And in the teaser trailer that came out, it doesn't show much. All it shows is the brothers sitting around a good old pizza pie, fighting over the slices. You hear the news report that stuff's going on, and they run out, and it says it's coming soon. And so
I don't know.
There's that.
Like, I don't know how I feel about Turtles in VR. I grew up on a Ninja Turtles. Love me some Ninja Turtles. Played just about every Ninja Turtles game in existence. I don't know about VR. Like, I'm trying to picture, like, I've done like the Star Wars stuff. You can be the Jedi, in VR. That works. The pilot stuff, flying around, that kind of works. I'm trying to think, is it like Fruit Ninja, but instead of fruit coming at it's the foot, and you're just like slash.
I mean, when the Batman game was, he really didn't do much. It was mostly detective work. I think you fought a couple people. That was it.
That's
But,
my thing. This would have to be mostly fighting. Like
Yeah.
they don't do detective work.
No, they drive around in the party wagon.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe get to drive the pizza shooter.
The Cowabunga mobile.
No,
The
it's the party
Cowabungalow.
wagon.
I'm making up words.
Anyways, we'll see. Maybe when they release a gameplay trailer,
Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
And then too bad Mike's not here. Marvel Rivals is about to drop season 2.5, and guess who the big player is? The big character coming.
John Wick.
No, come on. This is
Batman.
not Call of Duty. No, it's not Call of Duty. No, Ultron is coming as a playable character.
Ooh. So exciting. Yeah, I read a report that said like they're losing half their player base like every month. Like every month that their player base gets cut in half. And if you continue that trend within like 2 or 3 months, they're gonna have like 6 people playing. So
Mad Mike, Nemo, and 4 other guys.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
A couple people wanted to talk about this Superman issue. And I'm not sure if this is the issue you're talking about, but apparently Superman's creators, the estate of Superman's creators, have reportedly filed lawsuits to try to block the James Gunn movie. So is that the issue you guys are talking about? Just because I want to make sure a couple people mentioned it, and I want to make sure we're talking about the right thing here. But while they get to that, it says here, on behalf of the estate of Superman, co-creator Joe Shuster, an attorney seeking an injunction to block Warner Brothers from exploiting Superman in the UK, Ireland, Canada, and Australia, where the estate is disputing copyright ownership due to the country's specific copyright laws. So this wouldn't ban it here in America, but let's play pretend, if you will, if this goes through, right? Between us girls, like, they're probably just trying to get some cash, right? They're probably just trying to get paid. But let's say it goes through. Let's say this happens exactly as they want it to, supposedly. And from a box office standpoint, you lose UK, you lose Ireland, you lose Canada, and you lose Australia. It's a big chunk, don't get me wrong. But globally, it's pretty small. It's pretty peanuts. Because I think if you broke down the box office, it's like USA and China are usually like 1 and 2. China. They're usually like 1 and 2 as far as box office goes. And then the rest of the world makes up for like 15% or something like that. It's some asinine number.
Look, CQ, if this does go through, if you, me, and Mad Mike go see the movie like 3 times, we'll make up for it.
Let's see. Well, how did it? Box office split up by country. The global box office can be significantly broken down by country, with the United States and China consistently ranking among the top markets. Other major box office regions include the United Kingdom and Japan. So the UK does make up a large portion of it. In 2023, the US led with a total of 18.87 billion, followed by China at 6.58 billion. North America, China, the Asia Pacific, that's excluding China, is a strong performer. Europe, driven by strong markets in France, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Latin America, Mexico holds the highest part, followed by Brazil and Argentina. And then Africa, believe it or not, the Nigerian film market is a significant contributor to the box office revenue in the Anglophone West Africa. It's interesting. So again, if this were to go through, you see a slight dip because of the UK and Ireland. But outside of that, maybe 20% down, maybe, across things. But so I don't know. I don't see it as all that big a deal. Obviously, it's not good from a news cycle perspective. It's not good publicity. But I almost think if it were to go through, that drives more people to see it in the places that they can't see it. Right? I think word of mouth becomes a thing. Oh, this movie was banned in the UK. Like the average person. We're not talking about like the people that know, oh, this is just a money grab, or oh, this is just because of, certain copyright laws. But you just hear, oh, this movie's banned in the UK. Doesn't that automatically make you want to go, I kind of want to see it now. I kind of want to see it, So I don't know. I think, here's the funny thing. I think you still lose money overall, but I think you lose less money than you would think because you could spin it in a PR sense where more people would see it in other places because they're just the fascination of like, wow, why would this be, banned in certain countries? So I don't know. We'll see.
But if I recall correctly, every time a Superman film comes out, they play the same card. I remember hearing about this when Man of Steel came out. And then I also remember when Superman Returns. I was too young for the Christopher Reeve films to follow this news. I think it's a cash grab, definitely. I don't think it's gonna. Plus, why are we hearing about this now? Why wasn't this done when they
Right.
made the
Months ago.
announcement? Yeah,
Yeah.
it, by the time it goes through the court system, even if it's in those countries that it's affected, you know what's gonna happen? The movie's gonna come out, and then it's gonna be like wham, and then at best, Warner Brothers will toss them a percentage of the box office.
Yeah.
All it is them trying to get.
I think
They
it's a
sold
cash
their
grab.
rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sold their rights in 1938. Give me a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, let it go, man. Let it go. It's been a minute. It's like the grandson of the grandson of the grandson is suing. Here you go. Here's another news story. If you like South Park, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
Who here would like to become a permanent character in South Park? Not a cameo, not a one-off. They've done it before. They've like auctioned off for charity, like a 2-line appearance on South Park. No, they're running a promotion where you can become a permanent. You point the other way. I'm kind of down into your left, but that's all right. Yeah, right about there. That's about the spot. Yes. Should CQ become a character in South Park? Absolutely he should. Absolutely he should. Anyway, if you go over to Prizeo.com, Prizeo.com, they have a campaign going. This is it's administrated by Charity Buzz, and its designated guarantee is the Entertainment Industry Foundation. Basically, it's a sweepstakes. You can buy entries, and I think the money goes to, I want to say this was like for the wildfires in California. This is to build up, to pay off whatever. All the information is there. The only rule, the only thing is you can buy entries. Now, I will tell you, this is pretty cool because it's one of those contests where I think this is all about, tax laws and certain rules and certain things, but you don't have to actually pay to play. If you go to Prizeo.com, if you find it, there's actually, now you can donate money and receive extra entries. But if you don't want to, there's a little caveat at the bottom that says, without donating, you can click on this link, and it's a form. You put your information in, and you get one free entry. So you can enter without spending $1, without signing up for anything. Prizeo.com, and then look for the campaign for South Park. Now, obviously, if you want to increase your odds, every $10 is like 100 entries. So like $250 will get you 2,500 entries. The maximum of entries per person is 5,000. Now, again, a lot of this is based on your account. So technically, you could just create multiple accounts and get 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 repeatedly. But, it is what it is. I think at $50, you get an extra 100 bonus entries. The missing finger is a definite win, right? I should be. So here's the thing. I entered. I'll tell you right now, I entered. I threw a couple bucks in. If it gets me some entries, and who knows? 1 in a million chance, right?
Now think about it. If they create this character, right? Would you not get some form of royalties from this?
Theoretically, no. because as if you're not, they never said you're going to voice the character, and your artistic resemblance doesn't
Okay.
necessarily mean you would be entitled to any kind of compensation. Now, if you were to voice the character, that's different. You have acted on the series, but just, cartoonic licensing is not necessarily something. Let's see. Odds of winning. It says odds of winning the sweepstake prize depend on the number of eligible entries received during the sweepstakes entry period. Duh. Prize. One winner of the sweepstakes will win the opportunity to be animated into a custom South Park character for the entirety of the 2025 season. So this is, maybe you don't get lines, but your character will be seen, which I think is pretty cool. Maybe you're like one of the kids in the background of the cafeteria, or, you're the new kid in town. Like they did in the video games where like you're the new kid, but you don't talk. So they could do pull one of those moves. But I don't know. It's cool. I love the idea of, forever your likeness, being in a South Park episode, which again, it's a kid paper version. So even like you couldn't even sue them to be like, well, they stole my license. They're like, it's a little fat kid in a parka.
Yeah.
Like how much of a likeness are they really gonna use in that South Park style? But so anyway, that's that. Any other? Oh, you did share one story with me about the Ultimate Spider-Man exhibition.
Oh yeah, in Chicago.
The Chicago, the Museum of Science and was it Industry?
Science and Industry.
Science and Industry.
It looks like
It's called
yes.
Marvel's Spider-Man Beyond Amazing. The exhibition will take viewers on an action-packed journey through the iconic superhero series. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
It looks super cool, man. I've seen a lot of pictures. Not gonna find a reason to go to Chicago.
You have to have a reason. Shoot. Think about it like this. It's running through February 8th.
Yeah.
So look on the map real quick. Not right now, but look how far away that museum is from the airport. You give yourself, you do an overnighter, but you fly in, you Uber it out to the museum, you check it out. Maybe you go do a couple other things, go to a cheap hotel, hop the airplane, go home.
You know what I'm wondering? Let's do a quick search here. Museum.
How many sky miles you have?
Of Science and Industry. I'm thinking, I wonder, do you think they have like press passes? Or kind of like, I don't want to say, I hate using the term influencer, but maybe some type of content creator, explore off hours or something like that. You know what? If I'm going to do the research, if there is some way that I can do that besides just buying a ticket and going in, I'll do it. I will actually do it. You can host an event. Ooh. Press.
Host a CQ. Host a CQ. Host a freaking show.
Host the CQ. Absolutely. Around a month.
Yeah.
You could... Oh man, you're right, Patrick. There's C2E2, one of the big conventions out in Chicago.
Yeah.
But I think that's in March. When's C2E2? Let's see. C2E2. When is the next one? I think it just finished. Yeah. Oh yeah, March. Bummer. I could have lined it up. I could have did both of those. So let's see. It says here, media request. Do you want to film at the museum, schedule a visit, or arrange for an interview about an exhibit or with one of our experts? Ooh. Media ticket request. The museum receives frequent requests from individuals or production companies interested in commercial filming or conducting photo shoots in and around the museum. We're happy to accommodate these shoots when we can, but in order to protect the integrity of the mission, the museum must evaluate each request on a case-by-case basis, determine feasibility, appropriateness, and the fees that will be involved. Oh, they want me. If you have a filming or photo project you'd like to use, please email blah, blah, blah. Filming application must be completed at least a month in advance of the desired filming. Okay. Remember the media interested in requesting tickets to the museum, please email the PR team. Please note. Did we lose Angry Elf? Where did Angry Elf go? My buddy. Where'd he go? Where's my buddy? We lost my buddy. Hey, there he is. He's back. Hi. We lost you there for a second, bud. We missed you.
I know. I was looking at how much the tickets would be.
Yeah. So apparently they have media ticket requests for, interested members of the media to attend. And I'm going to request. And son of a bitch. Now I've got to follow through with that. I didn't really think they would have that, but all right. So now I've got to follow through that. All right, let's see. Add to my little notes here. Request media pass Spider-Man Museum. That's enough. I'll remember. Spider-Man Museum. Chicago. God. I can get a deep dish pizza while I'm there,
Yeah. Hey,
God,
your
worst
media
kind of
request
pizza.
will save you somewhere between $25 and $50.
I mean, it's not a bad thing.
Enough for deep dish pizza.
If it's not enough for the flight, that's going to be a problem. But they do. Actually, looking at this place, they do have some pretty cool stuff. They have a coal mine exhibit. They have a U505 onboard tour, a flight and motion simulator, the Science Snoozeum. You can stay overnight at the Science Snoozeum. 505 in-depth experience, a U-boat. It's pretty cool. I give it credit. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna look into it. Great. Thanks a lot. Now I've got more crap I gotta do.
You're welcome.
Oh, Jesus. MTG Con or something is always in. MTG Con is in Chicago? Let's see that. Y'all are just throwing shit at me, huh? MTG Pro Tour schedule, MTG Con, Breeze Magic Convention is up to see an event. Let's see, home. What? No, that's not correct. MGT Magic. Oh yeah, Chicago. They do a February. Oh, it's I would miss it. That February. What did they say? February 8th was the cutoff, right, for the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
February 21st is Magic Con in Chicago. I don't know. I'll do some research. I'll try if I can find like 2 or 3 things happening in Chicago, and I can make it like a weekend out of it. That'd be the best case scenario. Get some content. I got
a good excuse for you.
Okay, shoot.
A Giants Bears game.
Actually, I don't know, man. Like as a Giants fan, being on the that feels weird. Like being the away team. I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed.
No, you're not. It's not like you're going to freaking be a Yankees fan in Fenway.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know.
Come on.
Maybe. If I, is it? Are they play? Did you look at the schedule? Are they playing?
No, I didn't look. I just pulled that out of my fourth point of contact.
Oh God, I don't think they're playing the Chicago this year. If I remember correctly, I took a quick peek at the schedule. Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Chargers, Eagles, Saints, Eagles, Bronco. They are playing Chicago at Chicago, November 9th, 2025. Giants are going to Chicago. Wow.
Now you got to find some nosebleed tickets.
November 9th. Ugh. That's going to be cold. Woo. That's going to be
You
a
got to bring that big puffy
frigid.
jacket. You still have your Giant starter jacket from the 90s?
Got better. Two of the worst teams in the league. Who asked you, Mad Mike? Why are you in the chats? No one asked you.
Well, if you're able to be in the chats, you'll be able to hop on. What are you doing?
This guy over here. Hey. But anywho's it's. All right, let's bring this thing home, shall we?
Yeah.
Lots of news, lots of things we covered. Yeah, I want to thank bring your dry suit. I prefer my wetsuit. Thanks. I'll wear my wetsuit. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a busy. This summer is shaping up to be a doozy. So upcoming is I'm not sure this is gonna be out of order. This is just the way my brain processes information. So I will be out for a week in Turks and Caicos, baby. Got to be on the beaches doing some scuba diving, living life. So I'll be gone for that. Then I'll be a week at San Diego Comic-Con International. I'm super excited. Super excited for San Diego Comic-Con this year. There's also Shore Leave, but that's nearby, so that'll just be like a Saturday thing. What else? There's so many. Oh, MGS Con, the Metal Gear Solid Con. They officially asked me, and I officially said yes to go back for a third consecutive year representing WTF Nation Radio and Wounded Warrior Project at MGS Con. Just hearing now, CQ's letting us know how he's going to be gone for the rest of the year. Yeah.
So please do me a favor. Send me these dates.
Yeah.
So that we can make sure we add it to the episode count.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike and I will be responsible for episode counts from here on out because some of us can't count.
The B Squad. We're the B Squad episodes, B Team episodes.
What are you talking about? B Squad.
I'm sorry. Zelta, Zulu Squad. Fucking.
Okay.
Z Squad.
We're the Omega Squad, okay?
What else? A couple other things. And there is, I can't say anything right at this moment, but next week I should be able to share some news. So some big news here for the show. Huge news for here at the show, for the station, for all of us at WTF Nation Radio.
You're transitioning.
How'd you guess?
I mean,
please, Wilson.
It's not that hard.
Mrs. CQ. Yeah. So lots coming. And I think that's all I can say about that for now. But let's toss it to around. David says, I'll try to catch you in San Diego. Yeah, man, hit me up. We'll get a beer. My treat. Or if you're not a drinker, that's okay. We'll get a coffee. My treat. Let's kick it around. What we got going around the WTF Nation Radio Empire? We got Sundays, the sports bar, the show where they talk about sports. It's in the title. You should know this by now. It's whenever they decide to do it, because King seems like it's a whenever I feel like. Nah, I'm just kidding. They were off this week for the Memorial Holiday. And also, big congratulations, round of applause. King Smith's daughter officially graduated high school. He's got an adult child now. Ew, that sounds gross. That just sounds gross. He has an adult child. Oh, man. So congrats to King Smith on his daughter successfully finishing high school. Congrats, man. Good kid. She's a good kid. Monday edition with Ice and Massey. That's your news, commentary, discussion. All the things happening around the world in and around Mondays. all the Monday news is right there for you. Tuesdays right here, Pop Culture Warrior, myself, and let's be honest, mostly it's Mad Mike and Angry Elf. they're doing all the heavy lifting for most of the year. Wednesdays, Smoke Pit, Radar, TZ. I know Radar's been he's been a little absent last couple weeks. He's been dealing with some things. We're wishing for a speedy recovery. Hopefully he's going to be back at it very soon. He just got back issues and other things. And so, yeah, speedy recovery. We miss him. We want him back. And hopefully he'll be up and running here soon again. Thursday, Sergeant Time with Ice and Spanky. You know it. You love it. It's the flagship. That between that and the Monday edition, the flagships of the station. And then Fridays, every other Fridays, FTX. We had it last week. We will not have it next week or this week, and we will be back next week. I don't know, man. We gotta. When you were here the last time, what did we play? What was the game of choice? Fire Tower. That's right. Oh, that was a fun one. That was a fun one. That was a fun one. Yeah. Pirates Light, man.
Recently.
Did you ever play Risk? Did you like Risk as a child?
I played Risk plenty of times.
Pirate Life or Plunder, Pirate's Life, very similar in the sense of moving troops, battling for control of islands, gathering resources. It's very similar in that way. There's just a couple more, differing mechanics and whatnots, but a lot of fun. And that brings us to Saturdays, which is weekend co-ops with Nemo, playing all sorts of games. They were playing Among Us. I was supposed to be there, and I got caught up in something else. They were playing Among Us 3D, which was, and giving, dude, you got to check out the show. They were giving away codes to Among Us 3D. Generously donated by Shell Games. How awesome are those guys? This coming Saturday, you definitely want to watch. He's going to be playing, what's it called? The Gray Zone Warfare, which phenomenal game in and of its own rights. But he's going to have the developers coming on, and there's some stuff in there that I can't talk about that is so cool. Some things will be announced. Some things will be discussed. It ain't my place to share the news. So tune in Saturday. Maybe there'll be more free giveaway codes, but definitely going to be some cool things discussed, announced, / talked about, and all that stuff. And then that brings us right back to Sundays. So yeah, that's what's happening here around the station. Let's see. Let's check in the chats. Grandpa King. That's funny. Mike says, I'm here for you all. Someone has to work. That's funny. That's very funny.
True. Very true.
Billy said, just upgrade the internet and don't let CQ talk you through setup. Hey! Whoa! Where's this hostility coming from? I felt it was like an episode where no one attacked CQ this episode. And I was kind of like, all right, we're coming down to the wire. Nobody's poked fun. All right, coming out the gates. Captain Wayne said, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of internets, hey, if you still have any of those AOL discs floating around, just send them to Mad Mike, care of CQ.
Donate them to a worthy cause, Mad Mike's Internet. Captain Wayne said, I've been looking into that Plunder Pirate game. I've seen Risk games go on for weeks. Yes, the Plunder game is fun. It's 2 to 6 players. They recommend 10 and older, but my 8-year-old was playing it just fine. And I would say for every person, like once you know the game, for every person, add like 20 minutes of game time. So if you're playing 3 people, it's about an hour, if you know what you're doing. So a lot of fun. Watch the last episode. You can see us. And something I like about FTX, and because someone goes, oh, why don't you like figure out the games before you play them? So like because the first 20, 30 minutes is like trying to figure out what the fuck to do. But I'm like, that's part of the magic, right? Because you're going to see in real time how long it takes us to figure out how to play this game. And then once we get a good grasp on it, like how the game is played, and then, we kind of usually give reviews and stuff at the end. So that's always why I've kind of left it that way and tried to go into games kind of blind when they're new games. So you can see in real time as like, you see me trying to figure out how to set up the board, what the rules are. Half the episode is me behind the booklet like this, trying to figure out what are the rules. So yeah.
When we played Fire Tower, it was so well, it was limited to 4 players, so
Right.
you had to play quote unquote dungeon master,
Yeah.
or fire master. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun one, man. You're right. I just realized I've sat in on that game, but I've never actually played it myself. I've watched others play it. That's funny. Let's see. CQ didn't make the surprise. CQ didn't make the show. Well, I'm right here. What are you talking about? I feel that law enforcement has to put up with idiots like this. Mike is the antagonist. Yes, he is. But I would have to kill you. All right. David says you've got mail. Oh, okay. All right. We'll figure that out. Hey, Insomniac, what's up, man? We're just wrapping up the show here. Thanks for popping in, though. I swear I hate Monopoly, says Captain Wayne. Yeah. Mike says, true hating on CQ powers me. Like Highlander has to chop heads, I gotta chop CQ down a few pegs. Yeah. That's fair. I give and I give and I give and I give. It is what it is. Oh, Scott says that I didn't show to play Among Us. Like, oh, shocker, CQ didn't show up. Yeah. I get it. Meh. Dude, I love playing video games. I would have been there if I could have. And I'm gonna see about joining the Gray Zone Warfare 1. Oh, actually, no, I can't. Wife's gonna be out of town. I'm alone with the kid this weekend. I mean, I could pop them down. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah. So lots of cool stuff coming up. This summer I'm hoping. I've been careful about scheduling guests only because I know this like scheduling is going to be shifting left and right quite a bit as far as travel and different things that are coming up. And I'm now getting invited to screeners left and right. In fact, I'm supposed to be at a screener right now, but you know what? I didn't go. I wanted to do this show. So you know what? Give me some damn credit, people.
What movie?
Karate Kid Legends was screener tonight. Yeah. I can even tell you. Let's see.
Movie. The only thing that confuses me about that movie is that they're not tying it into
the Cobra Kai series. Yeah. Yep. That's true. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go. So the screenings I've been invited to was today, Karate Kid Legends, Thursday. I can't pronounce this. It's that Wes Anderson movie, The Phoenician Scheme. The Phoenician Scheme. It's the new Wes Anderson movie. It has like all of the actors and whatever. So the Phoenician Scheme, that's Thursday. And then Monday, I will be at Ballerina, the screening of Ballerina. So that's the next couple days. It's going to be busy. It's going to be a busy couple of months.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Shoot.
How do you sit through a 3-hour movie? Do you get up in the middle of it? Do you just hold it and hope your bladder doesn't pop, or do you use adult diaper and just go fuck it?
Okay, so this might be TMI. I don't know. For
Sure.
whatever reason, I have a ginormous bladder. So I went with Keith. Keith was who I went with. We went to see Mission Impossible. It's a 2-hour 46 movie. Bro, as we're sitting down, the movie hasn't started. I pound one of those large slushies. And
Right.
the fucking 82-ounce slushies. And my dude's like, dude, you're gonna and he goes to the bathroom before the film. I don't. And he's like, dude, you're gonna have to pee so bad. And I was like, we'll see. 2 hours 46. He went to the bathroom halfway through the movie. I didn't go. And it wasn't until we were leaving the theater that I was like, I guess I'll go to the bathroom. I don't know why. I'm also now on the plus side of 40. And I know people say, I gotta wake up to use the bathroom, whatever. Bro, I pound a large bottle of water before bed and I sleep like a baby. And I get up in the morning and I pee and whatever. So I don't know. It's never been an issue for me. I totally get that it's an issue for people. And especially, like I said, with Mission Impossible, it's 2 hour and 46 minute movie. Good luck. I would say empty your bladder beforehand and don't drink anything during the film. But it wasn't a big problem for me. That's just.
I have to use that website, When to Pee or whatever, that tells you go at this point, and then you got the little paragraph that explains what you missed while you were using the bathroom. Yeah.
I got you. Let's see. Give him some Melton gummies. No, I'm not giving my kid Melton gummies. And somebody says he's been playing Surround Dead. Is that a Surrounded? Surround Dead. Pretty cool zombie Tarkov mix. Okay. If that's on console, I'm going to check it out. Captain Wayne says, by the way, thank you again, CQ, for them stuffs a while back. But scheduling is key. Do what you love. Vague, but I love it. I love it. Let's get a show where CQ just tells us all the important things he has to do.
Every show, folks.
You know what? Fine. I won't tell you the things I'm doing. How about that? I'll just do all these things in secret. Listen, the reason I get invited to do these things is because I talk about that I get invited to do these things. If I didn't talk about the things, they wouldn't invite me. That's how this works. We're gonna do like a weekly. How about this? All right, we'll do like a weekly 30-minute segment where I just come on and talk about all the things I'm doing that week, and then that'll be it. Then we get it out of the way. Well, check in with CQ.
What you need to do to slides, PowerPoints, just get right back to it. Everybody,
Classic.
a laser point. That was what I was hoping you were going to pull out of that pen when you were showing the flashlight.
Laser pointer was what's missing, man.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I forgot one last thing. Is that when you take off the thing, there's a notch. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. There's a notch in it right there. There's a notch, and it's meant to be like a phone holder. Like you can put your phone to like stand it up, and you can watch stuff. So I'm like, this thing is amazing. It does so many things. So many things. Anyway, let's see. Scott says, so you didn't have to watch Karate Kid because of us. Sounds like we are doing you a favor. Burn! Karate Kid. That was a Hassan chop right to the Karate Kid. Let's see.
Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan will not be coming on this show.
Add them to the list. Billy said, Mike needed the day off because he carries the show and you're out of PTO. Nice.
Wow.
Well done. Oh, man. You guys suck. Captain Wayne said, Gatorade bottle for the films. Yeah. Just let loose in the chair.
Driving.
If the movie's long, don't get big drinks, right? It seems simple. Telling us this.
No, how else am I gonna get these cool cups, man?
Yeah, man. That's what do you think? Those aren't meant for buckets of popcorn and drinks. Those are your pee buckets. That's what they are, man. Scott said
That's why I got this thing.
we're getting CQ telling us his bowel schedule before we get GTA 6. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The 40s are a mofo. I'm almost to my 50s, but I don't feel like it besides the arthritis and tinnitus. Tell me about it. Let's see. Death by PowerPoint is always fun. There's a really cool point and click PC game called Poco. It's free and you can play it on a potato. That game scratched an itch I never knew I had, and the wife loved it. Good recommendation. Poco. It's free and you can play it on a potato. I've never heard that, but that's good. I like that. Oh, man. All right. You guys have been hella fun tonight, but we're going to go ahead and let everyone be dismissed for this evening. I love Tuesdays. I really love Tuesdays, and it's all because of you all. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Not you. We tolerate you, but we roast the ones we love. Oh, we roast the ones we love.
We do.
Thank you again to everyone for tuning in, hanging out with us. Thank you to my amazing co-host, Angry Elf, tonight. Thank you to our guest, director Fansu Njie, and actor extraordinaire, stunt body, amazing martial arting, human cannonball of a man, Daniel Stisen. Go check out Stand Your Ground. It's on all the things. It's a movie. It's an action movie. What else do you want from it? There's guns and punching and blow 'em ups. Like Captain Wayne said, thank you, Angry Elf, Mad Mike, and CQ. Stay marvelous. You guys. Mike says, I'll catch you all on my show next week. Thanks for tuning into the B Team. Lovely. All right. With that, show's over. Let's say goodnight. And in the fine words of Stanley, enough said. Shots. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Let's see it.